At the request of the Department of Homeland Security, Secretary Austin approved a temporary Department of Defense increase of an additional 1,500 military personnel to supplement U.S. Customs and Border Protection efforts on the U.S. southwest border.
Well, that's the headline, and that's all the most media will report on. Oh, look, the Biden administration is doing something. No, they're not. They're not at all. And you know who saw this back in 2018? Our current super competent VP and now border czar.
I also believe that the administration made a decision to deploy them based on a political agenda. And I believe that it is inappropriate to require the limited resources of the United States military to be used in such a way.
You can't make this stuff up. Mark it, the day I agree with Kamala Harris was in 2018. Now, the Biden administration, they're just attempting to change the news cycle. After the multiple time deported illegal alien just executed 5 people. Do not be fooled by this, people. Title 42, the one thing right now that is allowing border agents to actually do their job, is set to expire on May 11th. And there's tens of thousands of migrants just waiting for that change in policy.
In terms of the types of work that they'll be doing, as I highlighted at the top, these will be very much focused on support tasks to CBP. So and I'll just leave it at that.
He didn't say anything. There's nearly already 2,500 National Guard troops down there. And you know what they're doing? The same thing additional troops will be doing, support. Now, they're not securing our border. They're not doing anything that actually impacts any actual security of it at all. This is not a knock on the troops at all, folks. Look, I was one of them. It's a knock on the people choosing how to use the resources they are deploying. And they're doing a bad job at it. Look, the Posse Comitatus Act of 1878 precludes the active military from being used in any law enforcement mechanism except when it's authorized by Congress. That sure hasn't happened yet, unless it passed in the last 5 minutes, meaning that these new troops, they're not going to be running around with guns securing our border. They are instead, according to a CBS News report, playing a supporting role, assisting with transportation, administrative duties, narcotics detection, data entry, and warehouse support. Great. Gee, thanks, Joe Biden. Your administration has reduced our military to bus drivers, secretaries, and forklift operators. Here's an idea. Congress, get yourself in gear, pass the necessary resolution to activate the troops on the southern border to actually enforce our laws, and make this administration veto it. Then we'll know if they actually want to solve this problem. Look, we pulled out of Afghanistan, and I personally know a whole bunch of warfighters that are home now that would be really happy to go down there and stop human traffickers and drug mules in their tracks. Picking up what I'm putting down? We have a serious problem right now, and we need a serious show of force to change it. If you have hundreds of thousands of migrants ready to cross that border over the next few months, 1,500 forklift drivers are not going to stop it. Let's get serious. Joining me now, it's Michael Savage, host of the Michael Savage Podcast. Sir, honor to have you on.
Carl, you're doing a great show. I'm so glad you've got your own gig now. It's great to watch you. And thank you for having me on. This is the most important topic in the world to me.
Look, they keep doing these false flags. Like, oh, 1,500 troops. Yeah, 1,500 troops for 100,000 migrants over the next month or two. Not really a solution, huh?
It's window dressing. It's nonsense. Let's go back to the mantra of borders, language, culture. I've been preaching since 1994. Let me add something to that. Demographics are destiny. Let me add something to that. No nation on earth has ever been invaded by a foreign army of this size without firing a shot. No nation can survive this kind of invasion. I'm an immigrant's son. Let me be very clear. But when my ancestors came over, I'm a first-generation American, there was no welfare state. They came here to work, not to sit on the behinds in luxury hotels and spit on the American flag. And I think that we have an obligation to say enough is enough, Joe. You're destroying the nation forever. We'll never recover from this. Right. Trump last week in a speech said he'll deport them. Good luck. Deport 5 million people. That's what the troops should be doing now. They should start the deportation buses running south tomorrow or yesterday, Carl. This can't go on. Yeah. You're a military guy. You're a guy, a Navy SEAL. We all look up to you. At least I do. I can't speak for the next person. What motivated you as a child to enlist in the military and put your life on the line? Probably speeches like those of MacArthur, duty, honor, country. Yeah. Now what do we have? me, myself, and I. From duty, honor, and country to me, myself, and I. What young man is going to enlist and put his life on the line for a nation that has no borders? Carl, I've been all over the world. No nation on earth says they have no borders. I don't know. I've been in Caribbean nations, small nations, island nations, and they say to me, of course we have borders. They say to me, Martinique, of course we're proud of our culture. We have a different dialect than they have over there in Tobago. We're glad to have our own borders, language, and culture. This administration is clearly an internationalist or socialist or communist administration, but more importantly, it's an anti-American administration. I think I'll stop right there, Carl. It's your show, not mine.
No, I mean, look, that's why I bring you on, sir, because you have some of the greatest input I've ever heard. But KJP, okay, the world's worst press secretary, was asked about the deployment in her briefing today, and she blamed Republicans again. Listen to this.
This would not be necessary if Congress would act. As you know, on the first day of walking into the White House of his administration, the president put forth a comprehensive immigration legislation, and so that we could have resources and so that we could be able to help the men and women of Border Patrol to do their jobs. And so if Congress would act and, again, do their jobs and meet us halfway and do this in a bipartisan way, we would not have to do this.
I mean, I got to ask you, Michael, what is this solution that she keeps saying Biden has?
Well, first, we need someone to do her job, because without her race and her sexual identity, she wouldn't have the job. And no one else will say it. She's not competent at any speed. No. She says nothing but word salad. She's an embarrassed to the word press and secretary. That's number one. But no one stands up to her because they're afraid of being accused of being a racist or a sexist. Okay, but I just did it. A lot of good it just did me.
I'm already over it.
The fact is they're trained liars. They're sickening trained liars, and they're enemies of the state as far as I'm concerned. I have never lived through such a meltdown of a nation in such a short period of time. I never thought this would happen. There is no Republican Party. Where are they? Where's Mitch McConnell? He took a fall a few weeks ago. Did he ever get up again? Or he's down on the mat and they hold him off the ring? Where is he?
That's the problem.
Where's the opposition, Carl? Where's the opposition?
You know, that's the problem. Is like all Democrats are actually Democrats, but like most Republicans are actually Democrats, which drives me absolutely insane. KJP also claimed that illegal immigration, it's down 90% in her most recent word salad. Listen to this.
You said yesterday that when it comes to illegal migration, you've seen it come down by more than 90%. Where did that number come from?
Because
I was
CBP
speaking. Is telling us the number is.
I hear you. I'm about to answer.
136,000 people more.
I'm about to answer you.
Year so
if
far.
If the dramatics could come down just a little bit. If the dramatics could come down a little bit.
What's dramatic about asking a question about?
Okay, I'm going to answer. So I was speaking to the parolee program. As you know, the president put in place a parolee program to deal with certain countries on ways that we can limit illegal migration, and we have seen the data has shown us that it has gone down by more than 90%. That was what I was speaking to. No, we're going to go. We're going to move.
Michael, I got less than a minute left, but the hubris of this woman is unbelievable.
Carl, if we had a real press corps, they'd stand up and scream at her and say, get off the stage. You're an embarrassment to this administration and to this nation. You're lying to us. We could see it in your eyes. We could see it in your mouth. Just shut up and get out of there. We can't take this anymore. Or they'd all quit and walk off the stage. This is an embarrassment. It's sickening. I don't even want to talk about her anymore. She's not the issue. She's a mouthpiece for the most deceitful, anti-American president I've ever seen in my life. And I'll say it again before I go. I am an immigrant son. I'm a first-generation American. Does that give me any special status? No, but they came here to work, not to work the system, Carl. Yeah. And right now, they're living in hotels. They're being greeted by Catholic charities.
On our dime.
They're being given. Do you ever see the haircuts they have and the new shoes?
Yeah.
They don't look like they're downtrodden minorities coming from a third world destitute nation. Yeah. They look like they're coming here to live off the fat of the land, and I am sick of paying for it out of my pocket.
And they got Biden T-shirts. It's great. Michael Savage, always a pleasure, sir. I've grown up listening to you, so it's a real honor.
I hope I can grow up listening to you.
Never grow up. Never grow up. That's my motto.